Hi, my name is Danica Whitcomb, and I am a first grade teacher at Rolling Hills Elementary in Aurora, Colorado. I am just entering into my 8th year of teaching first grade and realizing how important the roles of engagement and differentiation are in my classroom. These are two ideas that are paramount to the success of my students and two concepts that should not be overlooked by any teacher. Let's start with differentiation. So differentiation is a framework where we adapt our curriculum in order to maximize the learning for all of our students. It's this idea opposite of a one-size-fits-all, but more so where we tailor our instruction to best fit the needs of our learners. As more research comes out about the brain, we are realizing just how unique all of our brains are and how our brains learn in different ways and they crave different things. And we as educators need to meet the needs of our students. We need to be able to give them instruction that's going to push them to be the best that they can be. We know that when we differentiate, student investment and achievement skyrockets. And so it's definitely something worth doing. But it can feel daunting, especially when we've had this one-size-fits-all model or you're handed a curriculum book and said, here you go, this is what to teach. Carol Ann Tomlinson put it like this: there's nothing worthwhile that humans do that they do quickly. So it's important to realize that we can take things step by step, and there are small changes that you can make in order to differentiate for your students. One way that I like to differentiate for my students is through goal setting and reflection. When students can create goals for themselves around what kind of learning they want to do or what kinds of things they want to achieve, their investment in their learning goes up. Through this goal setting, I can know too, and I can better serve them as their teacher and guide them through what they want to learn. And reflection is a really important piece of this too. When we get to a new goal, it's important to celebrate and to see how we got there and to point out to kids just how hard they maybe struggled through things in order to meet their goals and just how important that is. That's one way that we can differentiate. Another way that we can differentiate for our kids is through center work. When kids are given the option for how they want to learn, engagement goes up as well. I offer center work in my class, and I use my time during center work to differentiate for my students of all different abilities. And it's during that time that I'm also able to do some group work as well and really target instruction based on the needs. You can do your groups homogeneously or heterogeneously. Both are a valid option. I like to run my reading groups with a homogeneous structure because I want my first graders all reading at the same level. That makes things a little easier for me to provide different instruction based on what they need. Yet my math groups are more of a heterogeneous grouping. What they're able to do sometimes doesn't matter as much as what skill I'm trying to teach them, what kind of problem solving aspect we're focusing on. And so there's definitely a role for both in our classrooms, but we can provide differentiated instruction for our kids, and we should be on a daily basis through things like centers, group work, and goal setting. The second piece of this is engagement. Engagement is active participation in your learning. When our students are engaged, they foster a deeper understanding. They celebrate more achievement and enjoyment in their learning as well. Harvey Silver says there's 4 cornerstones of an engaged school, and those would be positive relationships, rules and procedures, a culture of learning and thinking, and enjoyment and love of learning. So how do we get our students to be engaged? I think there's a lot of different things that you can do, but 2 really simple things that I like to live by in my classroom are creating the right environment for learning and sparking curiosity. Again, we go back to our brains are so unique and they want different things, and the physical environment of our room can play a huge role of engagement. I think about different lessons that I teach and how I want the kids to be engaged, and my room really does a lot of the work in that. If it's a quiet writing time, maybe I turn the lights off, I turn some instrumental music on, allow an environment that allows them to focus on themselves. Yet if I'm doing something collaborative, a whole group thing, the lights are on, voices are on, we talk and interact with each other so much more. The environment that we provide can help our kids to engage with their learning in different ways. Another thing that's so simple and sometimes overlooked is sparking curiosity. When our students are curious, their engagement goes up significantly. And we can spark curiosity in so many different ways. We can do it with a question, a book, a song, a quote, a call and response. In my class, whenever I give my students a challenge, we have a simple call and response. And when they hear my call, "Are you ready for a challenge?" it just kind of gives them this moment of, "Oh, I need to pay attention. I've got a challenge coming." They give me a response, and suddenly they're taken away from whatever their distraction was and engaged with what we're about to do because their curiosity has been sparked. Differentiation and engagement are key to success in any teaching classroom and shouldn't be overlooked. Because our brains are so unique and they need different things, we need to adapt as educators to give our students the things that they need to be the most successful. Thank you.